All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol NIO Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So NIO Inc. has actually broken through resistance, fell back down below the support, broke through the 50-day moving average, and then started to rise, slightly broke above it, and then the bears reappeared. So this has been a tug of war here, but the one thing I'm seeing here is that there's some uncertainty or profit taking before the long weekend coming up. This is a short week in the market, and then also we have Black Friday and Cyber Monday reports to see how that plays out, because that does have a slight direct and indirect effect on the overall market next week. So I believe that's what it is. I think NIO still has the potential to hit the $60 mark and slightly go above it if the bulls reappear and break through these highs. We're about to talk about the highest point and the lowest point to pay close attention to for the next coming day. And then also we're going to look at it closed in for tomorrow and the coming weeks. So the first thing is the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average is 53.62. See if I can land exactly on it. Now it keeps jumping around, but 53.62 is the 50-day moving average. We're slightly below it at 53.51. The tug of war will start tomorrow, and we need to pay close attention to it. So let's go ahead and move our support and resistance to their new locations based off the chart. But before we look at these numbers narrowed in for tomorrow, let's talk about some important numbers beyond these points. So if support gets broken through, I'd pay very close attention to how the stock is reacting between support and 51.50. And if 51.50 gets broken through, this could be on its way to newer lows and moving further away from the 50-day moving average. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. Then we have the highest point reached, which was 58.26 before it started to fall. So 58.26 is a super important resistance level for this to continue and reach that $59-$60 mark. And then there's a lot of analysis out there saying 100, 150, 200, and I've even seen 300. I want to see what you guys think about those. If you've seen any of those analysis or any of those predictions, I'm not saying they're not possible, but the one that was really realistic to me was passing the $50 mark. As I see this chart, I believe 60 is something that NIO is capable of doing between now and January, but I don't know how much further it can go above that. I think 300, 200 could be probably numbers in the future, a little bit more out there, not a couple months from now, but this is growing exponentially and the growth is looking pretty healthy no matter what volatility is kicking in. It always keeps pulling itself up higher, and it's been fighting and it's being led by the bulls. So it is possible, but right now in the near term, I still think 60 is a possibility if the bulls reappear and actually load up on shares and stop this from continuing to hit newer lows. But we're going to have to watch this closely. And again, I would like to see your guys' comments on those other price predictions of 100, 150, 200, and even 300. Where do you stand? What do you see in these charts and in the near future? So we're currently at 53.51. Most important number right now, since we're in bearish territory, if we get even deeper into it, is the support level at 52.16. If 52.16 gets broken through, this could be on its way to newer lows and pulling away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. I highly recommend watching how this is reacting between 51.50 and 52.16 to see if the bulls are trying to reappear or are the bears dominating this downward pull, turning it more into bearish territory and deeper into newer lows and new support levels. So keep that in mind. Now, on the other hand, we have what the bulls want. The bulls want to break through this, and they need to break through this to get back into bullish territory, pull away from the 50-day moving average, and start to work their way up to newer highs. And that's 54.03. That needs to be turned into a support so that the bulls can start to work their way up, reach newer highs, and the next resistance level at the midway from the highest point is right here at 55.36. If you want to write that down, 55.36. But before getting there, the bulls need to break through 54.03, turn that into a support, and start to pull away from it, and pull away from the 50-day moving average, pull away from the resistance by turning it into a support to reach new highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen, and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.